Hi everybody and welcome to today's Q&A about the Ezoic ads new dashboard. So I know for some of our publishers there's been a small confusion around where to find the new buttons within the Ezoic ads layout. So I just wanted to take you all through this just so that you were able to find all the features that you were looking for and be able to access those so that you can adjust the ads to the way you would like to have them run going forward. So in terms of the new layout, I've got a dashboard set up here. So the Ezoic ads button is here. That's the old sort of monetization tab, if you like. So if you click on that, if you want to follow along with me as I'm going through each one, that will then take you to the Ezoic ads ad positions. So with that, you've got the ad setup, which takes you through everything you need to get done in terms of setting up the Ezoic ads. And then you've also got the placeholders button here as well. So within this, you can see the placeholders that you've created on your website page. And also, if you toggle this button here, you can take a look at each different ad placeholder type as well. So if you wanted to see whether you've got the native horizontal ad placeholder on your site, you just click on that. Native vertical, link units, any placeholders that you've deleted. I know sometimes publishers, when they're looking at their site, they might delete a placeholder and then afterwards think, no, actually I really wanted that one back. You can just go to this section, see where the placeholder is that you've deleted it, and then just click on restore. Where possible, we say that it's really important not to delete placeholders from your site. It can have a big impact in terms of the way the AI technology works, and it can also reset the system in terms of the AI technology digging into your data more to sort of understand, okay, this placeholder, I can't put an ad in there any longer. It has to run different tests to be able to see where it can place an ad. So we recommend, where possible, to adjust that placeholder so that it fits in with your content rather than deleting it. So the next button along we've got is the optimization goals here for you. The 4 different types of optimization goals that we've got is balanced. So that's the default one. So that's a 50-50 split between revenue and then also user experience metrics. Revenue focus, which puts 60% of the focus on gathering revenue for your site and 40% on user experience. User experience focused is the other way around. So that's 60% of the focus is on user experience, just 40% on the revenue. Custom settings we don't recommend, although it is on there for you. With the custom settings, you do need to set them up and then keep monitoring and adjusting them. So that's for much bigger sites that have a team of people and like a data team who can dig into their data and adjust that sort of on a weekly or monthly basis. So we've got our first question coming in from Helen. Thank you so much. So the first question is how to add a video placeholder onto my website. No problem. What I would recommend doing for this is if you go out of your Ezoic ads and go back to your main dashboard, click on Humix, and then on resources, and then you've got all the resources there that you need to be able to get started with Humix. Putting a Humix video placeholder on your site is just exactly the same process in terms of using the Chrome extension. If you're using that, you just need to click on the Humix tab and then place the placeholder on your site. With the video placeholder, what we recommend to doing is put it at the top of your site, but perhaps 2 or 3 paragraphs down from the top, so that it gives Google and also your readers time to understand your site, what the content is going to be about, and then have that video sort of 2 or 3 paragraphs down. when you've got the auto float button on, what happens then, as the readers scroll past and start reading your other content, the video will sit in the side of the screen so that they can still watch that video whilst reading your content, and then obviously we can monetize that video content for you as well. So I hope that helps. If anyone has any questions, do pop them into the comments there. I will keep an eye on the comments and jump back over to them as soon as the questions come in and answer them for you. So let's get back to the Ezoic ads. So we've got the optimization goals here. The next thing to take a look at is ad types. So in the ad types button, you've also got subsets of the different ad types in. So in here, we've got the native ad units is the first one. So this can increase your revenue by around 10%. What you need to do with the native ad units is switch the button on here, but then also set up a native ad placeholder on your site as well. So if we click on the native ad guide, this will open up for us, and it talks us through how we can do that and add that in there for you. So you've got all the instructions that you need. Okay, so Easy Spaniel Training has said, can you put any videos in Humix, or do they have to be relevant to your content? Easy Spaniel Training, that's a great question. So in terms of Humix, let's go back to that. So you can upload any videos to Humix that are your original content, so that you have copyright of everything that's on there. What you can then do is you can then choose to put those videos on your site. So obviously if it's a video that's relevant to your site, that's great, you can put it on there. If it's not relevant to your site, what you can do is you can use the grow function within Humix. So if you go to the channel here, you've got grow share videos. When you upload your videos and switch this on, you can then choose to have each video shared with the grow part of Humix. And what happens with this is other publishers who don't have any videos on their site, they can use the engage part of Humix, and this allows our system to match up your videos with their content. You then get 50% of the revenue, they get 50% of the revenue. It helps you to build up your brand, and it also helps the other publisher in terms of their standing with Google, because Google reportedly wants publishers to have multimedia aspects to their website page. So Easy Spaniel Training, what I would recommend doing is with Humix, use all three parts to it. So upload your own videos, use them on your site if they're relevant, use the grow function so that any videos that you upload can also be shared with other publishers, but then also use the engage part as well, because then that allows our system to put any videos that we've got that match up with your page content, where you haven't got videos displayed. We'll put those on there. Publishers who use all three sections of Humix earn on average 15% higher EPMV than those that don't. So I hope that helps. Hi, Quav, nice to meet you. Okay, so let's head back over to the Ezoic ads tab here. So if we go back to ad types, we've talked through native ad units. Vignette ads, these are the ads that when you're clicking from one page to another, shows you a full screen ad. So whether that's on desktop, mobile or tablet, they are governed by our AI. So if we find that your readers prefer not to have vignette ad units on there, we will obviously show a lot less on your site than on another site where readers really like the vignette ad units. You can also enable them with each traffic type, so you don't have to have them all on. If you want to sort of understand more about them and see how your readers are reacting, you can start off with your smallest traffic, that's traditionally tablet, and then build up to the other traffic that's coming in on your site. So when you do make a change on there, you just need to make sure you click save, so that that's saved with onto our system there. No problem, Easy Spaniel Training. You're so welcome. So in terms of the next button, this is the auto insert ads. We've got the AI placeholders and the enhanced placeholders. So these function in a similar way in terms of when you've got them switched on, as the page loads, the AI placeholders load at the same time, and they'll fill any gaps in on your ad placeholder layout where they're able to see a ad placeholder could go. It doesn't mean that an ad will show in that placeholder. It just allows our system the opportunity to put an ad in if it fits in with your reader. They are AdSense compliant, so they are trained to be AdSense compliant. Sometimes, though, they don't always understand sites. If you do see a placeholder in the wrong position, you can just switch on your Chrome extension to view those placeholders, and then click on them and say don't show on that page, and that will remove that from there. Okay, so I'll go back to the questions. Hi, Carl, nice to meet you. So Guava said, Heather, how are you? I'm very well, thank you. I hope you're all well too. I have wrapped all my Ezoic ads with Google AdSense code, but my mediation revenue is still the same. How can I increase my mediation earning? So in terms of wrapping the Google AdSense ads, that's a separate thing from mediation. So when you're wrapping the Google AdSense ads, that just allows our system to place an ad in there instead of the ad coming through from Google. It helps our system to have more opportunities to test, but it also means that your EPMV isn't watered down by having AdSense ads and Ezoic ads together. So when I say Ezoic ads, what I mean by that is all our partners, and so Google is a partner of Ezoic. So you'll find that just by having Ezoic switched on, you'll have Google AdSense ads coming through to your website. With mediation, what happens is that's slightly different. So mediation enables Google to outbid itself, to outbid all of our other ad partners to put an ad on your site. Some publishers find that they don't make any money through mediation, and that's actually a good thing because it means that you're not leaving any money on the table at all, that Ezoic and our ad partners are beating Google, and so you can be sure that you're getting all the money that you could do for your site. Some sites find that they do earn money from mediation, whether that's a couple of cents a day, or it might be that for a week they have high mediation earnings and then it drops down again. So and this is around Google and the traffic that's coming to your site, and them deciding whether they've got a campaign where they want to outbid themselves and everyone else to put an ad on your site, or whether they're happy just to go through the normal Google process. So in terms of mediation, it is unique to Ezoic as far as I know. So if you do have any questions about that, Guav, if you want to follow up, please do create a ticket. I'll look out for that for you, and I can dig into your site in detail just to see if there's anything else that we need to change or adjust or go through. So Carla said, how long does it take the Chrome extension after you place placeholders? I'm finding I'm getting issues on getting my placeholders to stay or show. There could be a number of things going on there, Carl. One, it could be the speed of your internet. and that could be impacting the placeholders from actually showing on your site. And you might find that if you sort of pause, go make a cup of tea, come back, and then the internet will have kind of caught up, and the placeholders will show. It might be also to do with the caching that you've got set up. So what I would recommend doing is checking that you've got your Ezoic cache switched on, but also make sure you've got the CDN manager set up as well on your website. When you've got the Ezoic cache on and then also the CDN manager, what happens is the CDN manager will, as soon as it sees a change on your site, with a moment or two, then be able to update that onto your actual websites. You've got visibility. Obviously that does depend on internet connections, so that can be slower at times than others. I usually find that the placeholders on the whole do show pretty quickly when I'm on a slower internet connection. What I find is that if you click on disabled ads by page button to remove that placeholder from your site, it can take longer to do that. So I hope that helps. If you've got any follow-up questions, please do let me know. Okay, so the next button I'll move on to is Anchor Ads. If you click on the Anchor Ad settings, it will show you whether you've got the Anchor Ads switched off or on. If you don't have your Anchor Ads on, you'll be losing about 70% of your potential EPMV. So this is a really big one to check. Make sure that you've got it set up on your website. All you need to do if it's switched off is just click on the button to switch it on and then click Save. Sometimes publishers might find that they've got one of their Anchor Ads or a couple of Anchor Ads switched off, and all you need to do is then just toggle on each one, click Save, so that everything's on green. Okay, so before we move on to the next button, I'll just go to questions again. Thank you for sending your questions over. So Nahoma said, can I connect AdSense account with my Ezoic or Ad Manager setup, but the AdSense account is not in my name? No, Nahoma. So for this, you need to have an Ad Manager account that is set up under your name, and also it's set up under an email address that you've got control over, because with the Ad Manager setup, it's about linking your Ad Manager to your business, if you like, and to yourself. If you don't currently have an Ad Manager set up, that's absolutely no problem at all. If you go to your Ezoic dashboard, it's got instructions on there which will talk you through how to get all that set up. Okay, so the next question that we've got is, Carla said, I'll double check that, but pretty sure it's all good cache and speed is fast. No problem, Carl. If you do find that you've got your cache set up and also the CDN manager set up, do drop us a ticket and we can take a look at that for you, just to see if there's anything else that's going on there. Okay, so with the sticky sidebar ads, these are placeholders that go in the sidebar of your site, and they stick in position. So as your reader is scrolling down, they then will have visibility of that ad throughout the whole of their journey down your website page. Again, these can have a big impact on your EPMV. With the sidebar ads, you need to have this button switched on, but then also have the sticky sidebar ad created on your site, and the placeholder you're looking for that one is the sidebar floating. So Chong Long Ye has said, does AdSense mediation work with ads showing up on Humix videos? That's a good question. I'm not sure about that one, to be honest. What I'll do is I'll take a look at that one with our team and then let you know. Bear with me. I'm just going to write that one down. Bear with me. Sorry, my writing is a little bit slow. There we go. I've got that down. What I'll do is I'll put my email address into the chat there. If you want to just send me a quick email from your Ezoic registered email address, I can make sure I get that answer to you. So Guava says, Heather, are we going to discuss header bidding mediation? No, not today, Guav. Today is about the Ezoic dashboard for the Ezoic ads, but I have made a note of the suggestions that you've made around header bidding mediation. So what I'm going to do is get a Q&A set up for that in the coming weeks, and I'll certainly drop you a note and let you know when that has been set up, so that you can join it. But yeah, thank you for your suggestion around that one. I'm definitely going to make sure that we get that done for you. Okay, and then the next button along is the floating video ad unit. So on this floating video ad unit, this allows for video ads muted by default to be tested. They'll appear floating in the bottom right-hand corner of your website. If you've got Humix on, please don't worry that 2 video ads will show. They won't. What will happen is, if you've got this switched on, and again, we would recommend switching it on because it can really help your EPMV. If you've got a Humix video that's showing, the floating video ad unit won't show. So you won't ever have 2 video ad units showing, one through Humix and one through this. It will be either or. And then the next one we've got is beta format. So if you want to be at the cutting edge of ad technology and like to see what's happening and new things that's going on, we would recommend switching that on. It is really important to be aware of, though, that when this is switched on, you'll see some ad positions in strange places. Ads will show one day and then they won't the next in those positions, and that's just our technology trying out different things. So if you think that this wouldn't feel right for your business, then obviously do leave that one off. Okay, so we'll go back to questions before I move on to AdSense. So Nahoma said, I created Ad Manager for my old blogspot, which is connected with AdSense by my name. But now I want to make a new Ad Manager for my new WordPress site, if it's possible. If not, I'll use the old one. Nahoma, in that case, no, please don't worry. You can just use the old one. Once you've got one Ad Manager account set up, that's all you need. So you don't need an Ad Manager account for each site. You have one Ad Manager account, and then all your sites fit underneath that. Okay, so in the AdSense section, this is where we've got the mediation button. So first of all, you need to connect your AdSense account to Ezoic. You just pop your AdSense email address in there, confirm it, and then click on the email link. When you do that, what will happen is a link will appear in here and also will be sent to you via email. What I would recommend doing is, before you access that link, is make sure that you've got everything else closed down, apart from obviously your Ezoic dashboard, and then also make sure you haven't got ad blockers switched on. Ad blockers can actually prevent this link from connecting to your AdSense account, and you need to click on the link and your AdSense account open to complete the process. So if you are having problems with that, it's worth just checking that out. Once you've got your AdSense account linked and it's been confirmed here, you can import any historical AdSense data that you have. This enables our optimization process to be sped up. So definitely worth doing if you do have historical AdSense data. And then on here, you can link mediation. So as we mentioned at the top of the program, when you've got mediation linked, it can help your revenue and also your EPMV. So definitely worth taking a look at that and getting that done. If you click on the help button, it talks you through through about the mediation app and the process that it goes through. It's important to remember that with mediation earnings, they are paid out through your Google AdSense account. So any earnings that you earn through mediation, Google will pay you directly. It won't come through Ezoic. Okay, so Creepy Lover says, does Ezoic accept multi-sites? I'm not sure. I know what a multi-site is, Creepy Lover. Apologies. If you would like to expand on that, please let me know. I'm happy to look into that for you. So Carla said, direct ad orders, is it worth it to enable that? What is it about? So direct ad orders, they are where, as a publisher, you've gone out and set up a ad with a company and you want to put it on your site. Some of our publishers do that if they're a very niche website that advertisers are looking to put their ads in front of, and that can work very well for them. Other of our publishers actually get approached directly to have ads put on their site as well. So if you've got that type of agreement with a ad provider, the direct ad orders enables you to set it up through your Ezoic dashboard, so that those ads are then shown on your site, but Ezoic can still see those, so that we then take those ads into consideration in terms of your optimization settings, and that we can then ensure your EPMV isn't watered down. So Guava said, Heather, how can I identify which ad categories is performing well? So in terms of the ad categories, what we recommend is having all the ones switched on that you feel comfortable with having switched on. So I can totally understand some of our publishers would prefer not to have certain categories on their site, and that's why we have that, so that you can switch those off. If you're happy to have those categories on your site, all you need to do is just leave those on. What you'll find is that in terms of the categories, those will do well for certain types of readers and not so well with others, and it will all balance out. What our AI technology does is it understands through the data that we have on that reader what is the best ad to show. So by having on as many of the ad categories as you can, that gives us the most opportunity to put revenue on your site. So Abdul has said, what is header bidding? So header bidding is in terms of if you have particular advertisers that want to place ads on your site, you can get that set up. If you haven't worked with those header bidding partners before, if you don't already have an account with them, you'll find that what it can actually do is slow down your ads from going onto your page, because the more header bidding partners that you've got set up, we have to then kind of check in with them. It's all done very quickly, but obviously still takes time to then be able to check whether they want to place an ad on your website page. If they don't have a sort of pre-history with your site, they're not going to outbid anyone else to put ads on your website page. These header bidding partners are all Ezoic ad partners already, so you're potentially going to get those ads on your site anyway. It's just if you've got that prior relationship with them, sometimes it can be worth setting up that header bidding partner, and you might find that you get extra revenue from that. So multi-site is a site that has two sites in one. Like example, with a community of Ezoic, it is site with the main Ezoic site. Yeah, so we do accept those onto Ezoic. Again, it's all about the site themselves being compliant with Google AdSense policy. So in terms of your site, if you add it to Ezoic by clicking clicking on the Add a Site button. That can then be sent through our teams, and we can take a look at that for you. So Abdullah said, I've changed themes of my website. Because of that, my Ezoic revenue decreased. How can I fix it? So what I would recommend doing is making sure, if we go to add positions and add types, making sure that you've got the AI placeholders and enhanced placeholders on. That will fill any gaps in terms of your ad placeholder setup. What I'd also recommend doing, Abdul, is if you go to the resources section of the Ezoic ads page and then go through to our support guides, you'll be able to find on here the step-by-step process of how to set up WordPress ads on your, WordPress placeholders on your site through the Ezoic plugin, and that's a really easy way to be able to get those placeholders back on your site and make sure that they're well optimized as well. Okay, so we've just got a few minutes left, so I'll keep an eye out for any questions that come in, but I'll just take you very quickly through the rest of the Ezoic ads tabs, just so that you know more about them. So if we click on ads transparency, this has got your ads.txt, your sellers.json, and your MCM set up. So if you've been with Ezoic for a few weeks now or more, then these will probably all be set up. So once they're done, you can just leave those set up. In terms of ad sales, this was the direct ad orders that Carl mentioned about. Carl, there is a help button here which talks you through a bit more about it as well. And then also what we've got is the charity ads button here. So we would definitely recommend having the charity ads switched on because this helps with your CLS scores on your site. It doesn't take any revenue away from your self, because by having the charity ad donations, it means that we show the charity ad ads when no other advertiser is wanting to place an ad on your site. So we're not taking away anything from your business. What we're doing is helping your CLS scores, because then we don't have to collapse the ads, and it also helps raise awareness of our non-profit companies that we work with as well. In terms of ad restrictions, so this is about restricting down the ads and the ad types on your website page. We would recommend as much as possible keeping these to an absolute minimum. By having different restrictions on your site through this button, that's going to limit the revenue and EPMV that your site can generate. And they are on there though. We do want to ensure that you've got complete control over your site and the way it looks in terms of the setup. With each of these, you do have a help button here, so it can talk you through more information about it. One thing that's worth keeping an eye on is your objectionable content button. So I've seen publishers who have big sites of level 3, level 4. They've updated one page on their site. Unfortunately, it's had a typo in. That has resulted in a word that's been flagged by objectionable content, and it's then meant that their revenue has just plummeted, and sort of 90% of their revenue has been taken off their site. So definitely worth taking a look at that, especially when you edit new content or a couple of days after you upload new content as well. And then the resources section here is worth taking a look at. There's a feedback button, so if you find things aren't working right for you in terms of the, if you click on something and the link isn't working, you can submit feedback to our team, and they do read all that feedback, so and then act on it. We also have guides here in terms of mediation help and the general support guides. We've also got a recent blog article here as well in terms of how to increase your revenue and user experience by using proper ad placement, just to help you get your ads set up. So in terms of the next two questions, I'll answer those and then I'm sorry, I'm going to have to close it for today. I've just put half an hour in for this session, but please do join me next week on Wednesday morning. If you do have any other questions, I'd be delighted to answer them then. So Queefy Lover says, I know it is possible to say specific answer, but can I make $500 from 1 million site visitors from North Africa in public news niche, yes or no? I'm really sorry, I can't answer that one, Queefy Lover, because it depends on so much. It depends on your ad placeholder setup. It depends on where your traffic is coming from. It depends on all the different tools you use within your Ezoic website. So I can understand why you would like this answer, because you want to be able to know where to spend your time, but it's just not possible for us to give specific answers on hypothetical situations because of the different variables involved. So Abdur has said, Ezoic plugins creates mobile usability error on Search Console. If I deactivate the Ezoic plugin, it solves the mobile usability issue. What should I do? Abdur, I've never heard of that happening, and it sounds like this is something our tech team need to be made aware of. So please do create a ticket and let us know about that. If you can send us over any URLs or screen grabs that you have, that will help us to find out what's going on with that and then be able to find a solution for you. So please do reach out to us and our team will take a look at that for you. Well, thank you all so much for joining me today. I hope you enjoyed that Ezoic Ads walkthrough of the desktop. If you do think of any questions after today, do put them in the Facebook channel that we've got. I take a look at the comments on there sort of a couple of days afterwards, just in case anybody's thought of a question after our session has ended, and I'd be delighted to answer that for you. So take care, everybody. I hope you have a good day. Bye for now.